Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome to a new F1 23 driver career mode video on my channel, where we are driving as a Mercedes driver. Don't forget to check out the last episode if you didn't already before we get into the content right here. As you see, the standings are very tight at the top of the table. Overall, we can't complain with 3 fifth places in the first 4 races, and now we are heading to a jury on the F1 calendar, the Grand Prix of Monaco, which we will be heading to the track right now. First, I'm showing you the upgrades we're still running: one for reliability department and 2 engine components upgrades, which will be beneficial for the Grand Prix of Catalonia in Spain, which is the next on our calendar, as you can see. But just look at that, the top 3, just 3 points separates them. It's like looking at a whole another year compared to what's it like in real life. But here we go. As you guys are used to with me, we are skipping until Q3, and on our first hot lap here, well, as we can see, Perez is in P8 as we are going through the final corner right here, and that will give us a high 110, 110.877 on the board, just in front of the 2 Ferraris. Absolutely smashing the opposition here recklessly, and just a full second ahead of the rest, but we will get another run in to be at the flag when the timer is on 0, and we will be the last one to cross the line, as you can see on the minimap. And thank you on board with me for a full lap on Monaco. Here first and into 3rd gear, as we head into this short straight into the incredible casino corner. In 5th gear, back to 4th, all the way back to 3rd, as we have the fast right corner over there. Here back in 1st gear, downhill corner, so really need to slow the car down. And here also in 1st gear, one of the slowest corner on the whole F1 calendar, as we head into Porsche. Into 2nd gear, early upshift into 3rd, and here we got the infamous tunnel in Monaco, as we head into the Nova chicane, all the way back into 2nd gear here, early upshift, getting some good traction here, as we head into Tabak into 5th gear, as we allow the car to go wide, and here this incredible chicane into 3rd gear, and one of the final corners, Rascas, usually into 1st gear, but not on this occasion. But in the race we'll definitely do that differently, and we're crossing the line here in a 110.621, and that makes it an absolutely incredible 1-2 for the Mercedes team, as we see the Red Bulls again falling back in quali, and that's a very unfortunate race to do it also. In the meantime, we're having some opportunities to do some upgrades. There are upgrades regarding tire degradation in the chassis department, and the good upgrades we can't afford yet, unfortunately. The reliability department, because those engine component parts are going like crazy. It's very surprisingly to see. And that's going to be it for the race. So here we go, the Monaco Grand Prix of 2023, where my appreciated colleagues are gonna present you guys the starting lineup for today.
Look at the grid lineup for today's race. It's a Mercedes pole position then, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Sonoda, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Joe, Magnussen, Bottas, Albon, Sargent, and Nick de Vries. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards a start.
So that's a lineup for today, how we should do it. Last Mercedes win in Monaco is back in 2019, just after the passing away from Niki Lauda, one of the team advisors. And here we are onto the hard tire, the only one into the top 4. Max Verstappen also on also on the hard tire in P5. And, that should be a smart choice, as the Red Bull has the faster race pace and should being able to overcut her. It's one of the tracks where the overcut is incredibly powerful. And let's see how that works out in practice. Here we are, decent parking there as the 5 red lights go on, and they are off now, and away we go. We're having a lot of wheel spin here. This is not quite a good start, and there goes Lewis Hamilton alongside, and away he goes from us on the medium tire. Still controlling second place, so still a 1-2 for the Mercedes team, which is very good, very likable to see. And the Ferrari also got away decently to 3rd and 4th place, and that's very interesting for the championship as it is unfolding now. First lap survived over here, and we can build from this. Lewis Hamilton pulling away from us, pulling a nice gap of 1 second. As you can always see the walls getting closer and closer here in Monaco. Beautiful circuit, beautiful circumstances here in Monaco, and Max Verstappen leading the championship and the current world champion in 5th place at the moment, as Lewis Hamilton is setting again a fastest lap. Well, we are going into lap 3 where DRS will be enabled. We can be quite content that we're not really in danger compared to the cars behind of us, even though we are on the harder tire, which is, shows the pace we're having this weekend, and shows the dominance we can potentially show over here. Max Verstappen, who doesn't seem to being able to catch up with the pace that the Ferrari guys are doing over here, and Lewis Hamilton that is in a league of his own, and you can slowly see the gaps that are forming onto the track. Somewhere there will be a point where the medium tire is on his cliff, and we are slowly gaining sometimes, and then onto the next lap Lewis gains a little bit on us, so it's still kind of a yo-yo effect. But it still isn't decided yet, especially with the pit stops that are going to come halfway the race, and interesting to see how much that overcut is gonna work, because of course we will be trying that as we are on the hardest tire compound. On 33% of the Grand Prix we are, as there is the first retirement of this Grand Prix. Yuki Tsunoda retires on lap 12 for him. That means the 19 drivers remaining, but no safety car, no shake-up in the field just yet. And so does Logan Sargent also a few laps later, just few laps later. the second retirement of this Grand Prix, as he goes off at the end of the first sector. And 0 points for the Williams, the American Williams driver. Tire still going well, not a lot of grip, but it's still decent. It's still doable as we are heading out of the yellow flag zone, and where we are seeing that Lewis is 3 seconds clear of us. We are 2 seconds clear of Carlos Sainz, so we are just managing our race at this point. Lap 18 is the moment Lewis will head into the pits. As you can see, that medium tire is at his cliff, because we're almost leading 5 seconds onto the Ferrari cars. As Lewis dives into the pits there, and we are leading the race for the first time since the start, where we lost it immediately. And now we do have to try to get some push laps in, and see if Lewis gets stuck in some traffic, which he seems to be doing after the Aston Martins and that little train over there. Also behind the second Aston Martin, no, he is just splitting them. So yeah, what we are trying to do now is just wait how long it takes for Lewis to clear the drivers in the front up, or until the other drivers around him go into the pits, and we can't benefit from it anymore. At this point the lead is just a little bit less than 17 seconds, and he has the fastest lap also. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to be working. He is just behind the gearbox, on the gearbox of Lando Norris, but he gained a whole second last lap, so it doesn't seem to be working, and we need to hope that we can find a gap somewhere, and that we have a better pace on the medium tire. But he seems to be stuck behind Norris. Now we gained a second in the other half of the lap, but I predict him to make a pit stop soon as well, so we're heading into the pits. This seemed to be the perfect time to do it for us, and see where we get back onto the track. There's also one of the Red Bull drivers in, and Lando Norris gets into the pits, but here is Lewis Hamilton regaining the lead on lap 22 of 39, and this is the gap he is pulling from us. We are like 3 seconds behind, just like we did before the series of pit stops. And we are on the fresher tire, the newer tire, so let's see what we can make out of this. We can definitely confirm that we are faster. We gained a whole second last 1.5 lap, and we are closing in and closing in. Are we fast enough to make a move here in Monaco, where you need an incredible amount of overspeed to get the move done? Well, we are also setting here the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, like we are doing a lot recently in the last few races, and apparently there we picked up a track limit, the first one of this Grand Prix on lap 24. I felt like it wasn't, but that's what every driver thinks whenever he is getting a track limit, because usually you don't do it on purpose, of course. We are in striking range now, going out of the tunnel. Can we place it here on the inside? We try, but we go a little bit deep. We leave a room here, and he gets past again. Needed to gaining some space over there to keep it fair and square. And look at the gaps behind us, a 10-second lead over P3, and we are fighting here until the flag, but we have to profit now. Now we are on the medium compound tire. Can we do it here? We are gaining, but we are just too far back, and can't do it there into Saint-Denis. This is always quite risky. Please also consider like and subscribing. I would appreciate that very much, as we are here in a great battle, coming out of Porsche, going into the tunnel. Yet again, we are on the same distance towards Lewis Hamilton as on the previous lap, but yeah, we just doesn't seem to being able to try it over there. But time is also really ticking, that's for sure. As we're coming out of the last corner, we're having better traction this time. Can we do it there? We are close behind and we're going into the inside of Sandefjord. And we are leaving just about enough space and getting it done there. Here is a replay for the FIA stewards. For us, and oh, it's just enough space to not hit the wall over there. Oh, there couldn't fit a piece of paper in between. But at the end we are getting it done and going into the lead. And this is the pace we can have on that medium tire, clearing 3.5 seconds onto our teammate. And yeah, actually driving quite safely, even though it seems to be so easy to drive in the lead. It actually isn't. You're still gonna manage, gonna do it, and keeping the gap behind while you're leading, especially in Monaco, when it is just so easy to make a slight mistake and hurt the front wing or whatever. Especially because I'm quite specialized whenever it comes to bubbling a race win or whatever, it's just so easy to crack under pressure. We should have this one if we don't commit to anything stupid. As we are on the final lap in the meantime, the 39th lap of this Grand Prix, where we just need to survive a couple of corners, just 1.5 section, and where we see we are almost lapping Nyck de Vries, but the two Mercedes were utterly dominant. Yeah, giving like 10 seconds onto the next car as we head into the last final chicane, and we're going to bring the car home, coming out of Raskas. And here the last corner on the final straight, we're grabbing our first win of the season of this career mode. And what a place to do it, in Monaco, the race everyone wants to win. Mercedes does it again for the first time since 2019, and I can't even remember since when, for the first time since when Mercedes are getting a 1-2 at this Grand Prix. An incredible result.
Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance.
Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners. The top spot,
absolutely incredible. I'm so speechless, and we're having a 23-second gap onto the championship leader, who is Lewis Hamilton. Incredible to have a fight between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, but don't count us out yet. This championship is between 3 different teams, drivers from 3 different teams, which is absolutely amazing. And yeah, it's the first time since like 2010 or 2012 where drivers from 3 different teams can compete for the title. I remember championship in 2010 where 5 drivers could grab the title in theory on the last day. Absolutely incredible. Would be great to have that here when we are in the final race of the season in Interlagos, added this on our calendar. In the meantime, we're also looking for some upgrades to do, some reliability upgrades, as we are doing here would be great to have a good edge over there. And we are seeing 3 upgrades being failed. Oh, what a huge disappointment. 2 powertrain upgrades are not working for us. It was a disappointment, so we won't improve for the next Grand Prix. But still we have enough driver skill to make that up. And let's do it next time in Catalonia. I'm gonna thank you guys for watching and sticking it through the episode, if you still do. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Be a maniac too. And I hope to see you next time at my next video. Bye.